Hi. So this is the last installment of the little mini series I wanted to go over on how to build confidence in a fearful and anxious dog. And today I want to talk about the dog who is constantly looking for reassurance. Many times a dog who is afraid of something will go running to its owner, and it's human nature to want to just love and coddle your dog, to pet it and to whisper to it, to try to calm it down and let it know that it doesn't have to be afraid, especially when it's with us. You know, it's in safe arms and all of that. Remember, we talked about in the first video about how a dog will do the very first thing that comes to mind that will ease its mind. Whether that thing is good or bad, that's what the dog is going to do because it gets an immediate reward in its mind. And many times that immediate reward actually, in the long run, turns into something that it works against the dog, that's counterproductive, especially when it comes to building their confidence. And that's the same case with a dog that's all the time looking for reassurance. If we think about this in terms of reward and punishment in a dog, if your dog does something good, you know, you're teaching it how to do a new trick or a new command, and it does the right thing, what do we do? How do we tell the dog they've done a good job? We talk to the dog, we love on the dog, we'll pet the dog. Now think about what we do when the dog is afraid and we're trying to let it know it doesn't have to be afraid, and we coddle the dog. What are we doing? We're talking to our dog, we're loving on our dog, we're petting our dog. So what you're really doing is you are telling your dog, you're rewarding your dog for the state of mind that it's in. You're saying, oh, good job, you're afraid of this thing, great job. That in the dog's mind, that's what you're doing. That's what you're saying. You're doing the right thing by being afraid. So we're not really helping our dogs. What we're doing is we are setting our dogs up for failure when we do that. Also, what we're doing is we're building a dependency in that dog upon ourselves. You want your dog to be dependent on you, yes, but only up to a certain point. You want a dog that knows that it can get everything that it needs from you, but that it doesn't need you to be with it 24/7. People who are constantly coddling their dog and reassuring them in this way oftentimes create dogs that have major separation anxiety. These are the dogs that cannot handle being in their kennel. These are the dogs that when you leave your house and you come home, you find things that are absolutely destroyed, turned upside down. I've heard of dogs jumping out of two-story windows to get back to their owner after they've left the house. So these are problems that we create, and we really don't want. Nobody wants to have these problems with their dogs. So what can we do with a dog that is constantly trying to get reassurance? How do we build the confidence in that dog? For people who already have dogs with these separation anxiety problems, one of the very first things you can do is teach your dog the place command and spend more time away from your dog than with your dog. And this process will probably take a good 3 months. It's a changing of their mind. It's a changing of how they see things. It's a changing of, it'll help them to realize that they can handle things on their own. So you would spend less and less time with your dog for about, 90 days. More time in place. You wouldn't allow your dog to sleep with you. Definitely teach it how to use the crate, how to use the kennel. And just work on a lot of separation. And believe it or not, this is going to build your dog's confidence in itself. So if you have the dog that's anxious and fearful, you can have the dog that avoids situations. You can have the dog that tries to control situations, or you can have the dog that is constantly looking for reassurance. Some people have dogs that do 2 of these things. Some people have dogs that do all 3 of these things, and that's going to be a lot of work. These are the types of things that I work with here at OK Lady Canine Training. We're all about building up a dog so that it is confident and so that their owners can actually enjoy them and so that the dogs themselves can actually enjoy life. So I'm Jessica Mashburn, the lady in OK Lady Canine Training.